What's going on, everyone? Seth Miranda here, coming to you from the Stream Lab right here at Adorama to try out the Roland GO Livecast. So what is this thing and what can we do with it? Well, it's basically an audio mixer with some Stream Deck features and even a video switcher built into this little tiny box that's meant to go for like a mobile platform, hence the name Go Livecast. So it goes right to your smartphone, whether it be Android or iOS, iPhone, you can do it with this. Now, because it's meant to be so mobile, it's really light, very small, compact, but it also is powered basically by a phone charger. It comes with the 3 cables for power and either a cable to connect to an iPhone or to an Android smartphone. But because it can be powered by basically a phone charger, you can even power this from a power bank itself. So a quick tip, I would just Velcro a power bank to the bottom of this thing. And as long as it doesn't mess you up when it's sitting on the desk, you basically have a battery powered live switcher system right here that fits in your bag, and you can just do whatever you got to do out there in the world, whether you're traveling, you're going around, you want to do on location type stuff or whatever you want to do, or just want to stream or record content in a very small compact kit. Even if you just keep it in your own home, there's a lot of things you can do here. So what exactly am I talking about with all this stuff? Well, let's say I want to go live through my phone and I want to do things a little more elevated. I want to throw graphics, I want to throw text, I want to show a picture. You know, I'm a photographer. I want to talk about some things I've shot and show maybe a slideshow or something like that. I can actually pull it up on screen. I can even run a video clip with or without sound or talk over it. And I can even expand this even further by adding picture-in-picture. With the one phone I'm using both the front and back camera, the selfie camera and the front facing camera at the same time as picture-in-picture, which is great if you're interviewing someone, you put the phone in between you and the other person and you're picture-in-picture in the same room talking, right? But you can also get other smartphones on the same Wi-Fi and you can use them as what they call satellite cameras for that same picture-in-picture. So there's a lot of stuff going on here, and I think the best thing we can do is just jump right into it, right? So let's go to an overhead of this while I show you the interface of the Roland GO Livecast app, and you can judge for yourself what you think of it. All right, so now you're looking at me inside the Roland GO Livecast app. This is the GUI over here, the graphic user interface. So all this stuff lets you do all the cool stuff with the unit. Now let's go take a look at the unit really quick. I'm gonna do a quick overview of all the buttons and ports and stuff, and then we'll jump back to this, okay? So right here, you're looking at the Roland GO Livecast itself, the actual unit. I have it plugged in with a USB cable right here into a phone charger, so it's 5 volt right there. And this is the cable that goes to your phone. So it comes with the power cable and a cable to either go to an iPhone or to an Android smartphone. On this side, you have the ability to plug in another phone or something, some sort of audio source that you can have, like, so let's say you want to have like music playing while you talk the whole time. You can actually put that in there and then have a volume for that. You can also put in your headset so you can monitor the audio, as well as if you were like, let's say a Twitch streamer that has a mic in their headset, it'll accept that as your mic source as well, and you have volume control for that. On this side, you have an XLR input for a microphone, and you have phantom power should you need it. You can also do a quarter jack right there, so if you needed to, you can just plug in right there, and this is to make it 3.5 if you want to, but so it is a little versatile there. You get more out of one port than you would think. And over here is your basic interface here. So you are looking at your mic volume right there, the volume of the effects that you're doing, and each one of these buttons is basically going to let you control what's going on inside that app, basically like a hardware switcher. So right here, you have your mute button for the mic. If you want to cut it out the sound, you can do it right there. Right here is actually whether you want to have effects on your voice or not. So like reverb or something like that, you can do that right here. And something like this will actually control how much reverb is actually being relayed through there. So this knob will always control the volume of whatever's happening here. This knob is just your voice, if you want to think of it that way, okay, for your microphone. So right here, we can actually put in some music. If you want to play really quick and play some music, drum roll, some clapping, but this doesn't have to just be that. We're gonna go over that really quickly, but you can program this to be whatever sounds you want. It just happens to have these graphics on it. Text, if you wanna have some sort of text pop up like your Instagram handle or whatever, If you want to put in some media, whether it be still image or a video, you can do that. And you can also have the video play with or without sound, which is cool. And this is the actual button to send you live or not. And I guess I glossed over this one, but this is the one where they use satellite video. This is like where you can use extra camera angles for picture-in-picture type look. Let's go and put this together now, okay? So we have the hardware and we have the app. So this is what you're gonna run the entire system through. You're not going to go directly into the YouTube app. You're not going to go into the Facebook app or whatever. It can go live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitcast, and actually has custom RTMP. So you can plug that in yourself, but you are going to be using this app as your interface for all those platforms if you want to go live. And this is also your platform if you want to record. It's not like you're using the in-phone camera app to record here. You're going to be using all of this. So all this stuff up here you're looking at, let's take a look at it. So this button right up here, boop, will bring up all the stuff that I can actually pre-load with whatever I want to do. So like I showed you that music button, if I click on it, I can actually get all these different sounds that are already put in there to be programmed to that button, and same thing for everything else. So like, even though there's applause and there's drum roll, that drum roll button can easily be laughter or something else. And that applause button can be a laser sound or something, but it's an option in there. And then down here, you can see in number 4 and 5, I have preloaded images and videos. So if I go over to what is essentially my interface, this isn't how the stream looks. We'll do a quick like recording to show you what the user experience would be. But let's say I hit this media button right here, boom. You can see an image that I shot. You can check this out. It's my Paris video on Adorama TV if you want to take a look at that. You can actually put in some stuff. So let's say you want to do like a news show. You can be like, this happened today with this thing and this stuff. It can be right next to you. So it's just like using an OBS type system. If you think about it, it's just a virtual switcher system. Hit the button again, boom, it goes away. Now let's say I want to bring up a video clip of like, the other day, Ab Cisse was in the studio, and I just go, boom, there you go. He's playing the clip. There's him shooting in the studio. We're talking about it. And then this knob over here will actually control how much of the volume of the video is playing. Maybe you don't want to have all the volume there and you want to talk over it so they can hear you and not so much the video, or maybe you don't want to have any noise at all. You just crank that knob all the way down and it's a silent video. So it's really cool to on the fly have that ability. You just kind of got to be aware of where everything's at while you're live. Otherwise your chat room's gonna be like, hey, I can't hear you, or we can't hear the video. So of course there's a bit of a learning curve if you've never done this before, but the fact that you have that fast ability, that it's not virtual, that you can bring up a video clip and manually control the volume really easily is awesome in my opinion. So let's say we're kind of done with the show or whatever, and you want to be like, hey, you guys can follow me here. While I point down, I can hit this button right here with the T on it, boom, and I got text coming up, and it supports all text, even emojis. So right there you got, you know, my eyeball and key thing going on there, but you can actually set this up to be running the whole time. So let's say you're doing an interview and you want to put a topic up, or you're doing something about like answering questions. You can actually preload the questions in and switch through them while you're live or recording to then just have them on the bottom right there, which is pretty cool. You can size it, move it around the screen, and do a bunch of other things, which is pretty cool to have as an ability. And if you just want to have something that's like a staple, like I would probably put this so people can follow me or ask me what my handle is, like I can just put it up right there. It's just one button, boom, I'm in and I'm out. So that's pretty great. Now this button right here is kind of interesting. So this is where they call, like Roland's calling the satellite camera. It's not like they have a satellite camera in the sky you can use. Don't get confused by that. But this just means you can use auxiliary cameras that are around you or even in the phone. So this is an iPhone. It has a camera right here, and on the other side it has a camera. So if I hit this up top here and I pick how I want my picture-in-picture to look, you can put it in the top corner, the lower corner, or whatever. I can actually keep that like that and go, here's me in the front, and then there's someone over there. It's like, oh, if I reach behind, you can see my hand, and there's Quinn looking at me all judgmental. And I can easily take that away, just pop the button over here and it goes away, so I have a clean feed. This is really cool if you do have someone on the other side of the phone and you want to do an in-room interview and get both people at the same time in real time while you record. It's pretty awesome. And you also have some other stuff like all along here. You can actually set this all up, and then right here, right there, if I touch that, you can actually have them set up. So I wrote mine as default 2 so that I have my images preloaded, I have my video preloaded. So let's say you're having a guest on and you want to get your show together, or you're just a talking head type show and you just want to get all your media loaded. You can do that days, weeks ahead of time and just save it and get ready to go, set up, hit the preset, and boom, it's all loaded in, you're ready to go. The other thing right here, I'm gonna hit that, boom, you get a beautification filter. And then if I wanna go back to looking like a Leatherface, it has this right there, boom, I touch it again, Leatherface mode, look at me, hey. So there's a lot of cool things here. While you're also live, if you look up here, this little like darkened box, so let's say you're on YouTube Live, your chat room will be right here. I haven't given a shout out on Twitch or anything like that, but it did work for me when I was live in YouTube, and you can see everybody talking and you can engage with your audience while you're live right to this one interface. Of course, you know, the size of the screen is gonna be a factor, right? So how much you can actually fit in the frame and still see what's going on, that you're gonna have to think about that. And if you want to maybe use this with an iPad, that might be even better, but you are gonna have to find a way to get a signal to stream. If you're gonna stream, if you're gonna just record, that might be your best option. But this is how much of the screen the chat will monopolize, and the text does get pretty small. So watch your distance to it. If you are doing a self-recording, it is kind of cool. Actually, I guess you would only be doing a live stream. So watch your distance if you are live streaming in case you need to read that. And as far as beaming it out there goes, up here, if I hit the button on the Livecast, it'll say, do you want to start video recording? Because I have it set to recording. Over here in the cog, you can actually set it to record mode or streaming. You can change the camera mirroring mode. You can do all sorts of stuff. And just a real quick pro tip, the buffering size I have set to 256 for the recording. If I was going live, I would set to 2048. What that does is it'll mess with your sync. I'm just gonna put it that way. So if you don't think you have a strong enough connection, or there's some issue with latency or whatever, you're gonna wanna go with the larger buffer size, okay? But if you are recording directly to your phone, you're gonna wanna go with the shortest buffering so that your audio is in sync with the video at the same time. So if you're having issues with that, check that setting out. Make sure if you're recording, 256. If you're streaming, you just wanna gauge how much of a buffer you're really gonna need. And as far as the camera mirroring mode goes in there, you can see that it actually isn't backwards. I'm using the selfie camera, but it's not backwards like we usually see happen when in a lot of streaming apps. Everything's spelled backwards and you look a little weird, but you could have that back if you feel more comfortable with a mirror type view. It could actually give that to you in that setting. So let's go back into the settings really quick, take off record mode, and I'm gonna go up top here. And now you can see you have YouTube, Twitch, Twitcasting, and custom RTMP. And once you plug in your information for your account, for the platform you want to stream to, you just hit start streaming and you go. So word to the wise, if you are going to stream on these platforms, you might want to preset your titles and things. You can change the title on YouTube when you go live here, but something like Twitch, you might want to go on your Twitch dashboard and just type in, you know, your live stream title and your go live notification, just in case. You know, they're only going to give you so much of an interface here, but it is possible to do it. And this is a really good solution for somebody that wants to just have a phone and a small little thing here to just go create content with and keep up with their audience. And I think there's a lot of need for things to go to the phone because there's so many things you can do with it, and there's so much accessibility. I'm talking 2 cameras and I have an audio interface and I'm preloading graphics and media. I can create a show of some kind of content there. So think about it, see if this is what you want. Check the links out down below for all the specs. But before we go, let's do a recording into this and we will see what this is like for the users. Let's go plug in a mic into the Go Livecast really fast, bada bing. And I'm even gonna put in some nice cheap earbuds right into the monitor so I can hear what's going on. I'm gonna just check my audio. I sound pretty okay, if you ask me. Let's do a quick recording and we'll see what it's like for the user interface. So we have to go to the cog, we go to record mode, and all right, Seth, let's go record. Okay, so we are officially recording. This is the media you will get out of what I have set up right here in the Roland GO Livecast app with the Roland GO Livecast actual hardware, right? You know, so it's the audio mixer, it's kind of a stream deck, it's a switcher, it's all that stuff. So like I said, you can have some applause going on, and then you can change the volume of it, bring it back down. You can have some sound effects. Here's our drum roll going on right there, right? And they have this pre-programmed music, some adventure type music there. And you know, if you want to do something with, let's say, reverb, right? So I can easily just go and put on the effects, and you can hear the reverb going on from what's already preloaded into this. So there's just so much stuff you can play with. I mean, cricket noises, all sorts of stuff in here. I'm going to turn that off. And then if I wanted to, boom, you guys can follow me right here at Last X Witness. I'm so bad at this, like where I am on this. That's pretty much where we're going with this. Now, let's say I want to do that recording the whole picture-in-picture thing. Well, I can do that, right? In, out, boom. And now let's say I'm talking to Quinn over there. If I frame this up better, you know, because this is the front-facing camera, you could actually just be, let's say you're at a convention or a trade show or something like that, or at an event, or you're grabbing someone on the fly, or you're at a cool location, or you're going to someone's location or studio to interview them for your channel. You can just bring your phone and this and just be on either side of the phone, and you have basically a two-person interview right there if you don't want the both on camera. Or you could actually do commentary for something that's happening live. Let's say there's like an independent pro wrestling circuit, and you are set up the phone and you're like, oh my God, he's against the ropes, what's he gonna do? Oh, the drama. You know, you could actually do a play-by-play and have that media going on right there. Pretty rad. I think it's pretty fun that when you're able to use both cameras on the phone, but keep in mind you can get other phones that are, as long as they are on the same Wi-Fi, you could have a switcher system of multiple phones and switch between all of it picture-in-picture and do a lot of stuff. I mean, tutorials, top-downs, all sorts of stuff like that. Like I could have done this video with multiple phones if I had them, but this is my actual personal phone. Now let's say there's something I want to talk about and it's like a media source, like I want to show some reference or something I want to pull up for you to see while I'm talking about it. Well, I can hit the stills button right here and boom, we've got a picture that I preloaded, and I can be like, well, I shot this in 2019 in Paris, France. You check out that video on YouTube. It's on Adorama TV. You should go do that. Check it out. Or let's say there's a clip that I want to share with you guys. I can tell you that, like Ab Cisse was in the studio the other day. Amazing shoot. Check this guy out. And I can either dial down the volume so I can talk over it completely, or I can still talk over it and leave some of the audio for the video in there if I think it adds to it for whatever reason. But, you know, this is totally useful for a lot of reasons, and then take it away and boom, I'm back in. So there's a lot of things you can do as far as pulling up stuff for visuals that you also have a lot of control over as well. And I'm wearing these headphones so I can monitor what I'm putting out there to an audience, whether it's recorded or live streamed. And that way I know if I misprogram something, at the wrong sound effect somewhere, I can know what I'm putting out there instead of just like blindly putting it out there. Or I could have someone else running the Go Livecast, which is another option, right? You have someone producing the show for you. They're the one pressing the button while you're focused on talking to the audience. They can be the one wearing the monitors, and you don't have anything on you at all, that except for like a mic or a mic on screen maybe. But that's about it. So that's pretty rad. It's really just a pocket studio, I guess you would call it. I don't know. Can you fit that in a pocket? I don't know. Maybe you could. Jenko's from the 90s, maybe? I don't know. So that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know down below what you think about this. If you have any questions about my use with it, hit me with a comment. I'll do my best to answer it. Don't forget to like, share this video around, hit subscribe, plus the bell to get notified when more videos like this come out. And I'll see you next time. Later. Oh, look, hey, follow me. I'll see you guys later. Bye.